Man, half shit crazy.
Yeah, that shit is wild, man. My god brother actually trained him when he was in high school, and then my little sister was friends with his sister because they went to the same school. So that shit,
Mm.
like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like hit by a fucking dump truck, bro? Like what the fuck?
Nobody knows what I would do. Like,
Like that's what I'm
then
thinking.
saying,
That's what I mean. I'm thinking like, was it a suicide attempt? Like you just on the highway,
yeah,
bro. Like you know what I mean? Like,
right.
and what a lot of people don't understand, like as athletes deal with a lot of stress. You know what I mean? So he's a high profile quarterback. You know what I mean? He be going through shit with his girl. Like he always in the headlines for some shit. Career didn't really turn out, like people thought, or you think it's gonna go. Then I think he left OSU early, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm thinking, bro. Cause that just doesn't make any logical sense, bro. That you're on the highway and you are gonna decide to run across the highway for any reason as a fucking multi-millionaire quarterback. Like, I just don't. That's just not no. It's not something about that don't sound right, bro. So I don't know, man. But yeah, that shit's definitely sad as fuck. That's why I be sharing stories, bro. That's why I be like, yo, we gotta go hard, bro. We don't never know when our day's gonna come, bro. Or when that shit's, you know. So
Right.
we gotta put that shit out now, bro, because life is not guaranteed, bro. And everybody be living like this shit guaranteed, bro. Like, and it's not. And so why the fuck be scared? Like, why be timid? Like, this shit is real, nigga. Like, oh, I didn't realize you was joining in. Let me see.
Yeah.
You rapping. It's already recording, by the way, because
Oh,
my joint, as soon as it
yeah, I
started.
got a joint in hand.
Hey, let me see. Let me see. Can you hear me? Oh, background, doughy, backgrounding. Shit.
Damn, get this damn jacket out. Grateful Dead. Fucking up shit. All right. What the fuck is going on with my volume? There we go. I was like, I couldn't hear you. I could hear you, but I couldn't hear you.
Hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, check, 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 check.
Mic check 1, 2. What is this? Me
This
and
is
Broderick
Fire
getting
Cannabis
back to business.
coming at you live with a bunch of updates. Now, kind of freestyling on this one, but hold up. Stop listening to me, Siri. Let me take my headphones off. Boom. Guess what? Yay, not crazy.
I ain't definitely not crazy. What is crazy? People don't even know the definition of crazy.
Genius. Hmm. Shout
He
out to
crazy, but
Joiner
he one of the best
and Yay.
artists of all time.
Shout out to Joiner and Yay.
How you be having your joint set up? Mirror my video? I thought
Yeah,
that was
I don't know. It'd be kind of like messing up though. I be want my shit to stop moving.
right.
Like it's hard to sit still this long.
Yeah, it is tough.
Yeah,
Niggas got ADHD and shit.
I try. I try my best.
I mean, technically we're not supposed to be still, bro. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? Like sitting, like that's a very like American thing. Like that's why we're so lazy in America. Like that's why we're so unhealthy here. Like because people sit for work all day.
Yeah.
Like you got literally people whose jobs are just to sit there for 7-8 hours, bro, on the fucking computer talking about something, doing administrative work.
Just sit there.
Well, might as well go ahead and get started since we on here. This is the Ohio Cannabis Report. I'm your host, Gerald Moore Jr., with my guy Broderick. What's good, Broderick? How we doing today?
What's good? Doing wonderful and amazing. Although I did lose the camera, I'm like doing some background research. Oh, I found it. Got it. All right. How y'all doing? The other host, Broderick Randall. Welcome to Ohio Cannabis Report.
This is our second episode?
Second episode, We're
Second
starting.
episode. This was a long time coming. Me and Broderick been doing a lot of creative work, but we finally put, our brains together, our brands together to unite, to bring you guys the Ohio Cannabis Report. And so we're going to be talking about all things cannabis in Ohio, from our perspective, and just updates, for the week. I'm already medicated. I had some layer cake from Grow Ohio, one of my favorite strands. Always does me justice. So got my hold on. Went to Harvest, Ohio to pick up my medicine. So shout out to Harvest, Ohio and Clintonville. Great service, great environment, fast, barely any wait time. So really smooth. And I could also use my debit card. So I didn't need cash, which was a plus. And yeah, we look forward to hopefully one day having the CEO and some of those people from Harvest on our show as well. So what you got going on? What you puffing on over there, big dog?
Well, this is a variety. We got some Larry OG, shout out Ohio Clean Leaf, and then some Legacy, Purple Diesel.
Ooh.
So it's one of my favorite strains. Like, get your mind right, but you're not too sleepy. You still, productive, proactive, but highly medicated.
Mm-hmm. I
did get this. No, got from Columbus, Strawberry Fields, Columbus.
Okay.
But when I do get my days reset, I like to go to all, I go to Harvest, I go to Terrasana, sometimes I go to Verdant, however you say it. Go to Bloom. I go to all of them, but kind of just depends on who got the best prices,
Right. Yeah, and that's what's cool too. Every place got good deal. I mean, it has different deals, and so obviously as our program expands more, you have the dispensaries getting more and more creative. You have more products, hitting the shelves. So definitely when you look from the start of the program to now, there's definitely a way more wide variety. There's way more better deals. I get text messages every day, like almost from Bloom. I don't think I might get some from Verdant too. And so, yeah, I'm the same. Like I go to Verdant, used to go to Terrasana a lot when you were there.
I used to work there. So it was kind of
how was that? How was that experience working in a dispensary in a medical market? How was that?
It was cool. It was fun. It was challenging too, though. We had a lot of the positives and negatives. There's a lot of compliance issues you must follow in a medical. Well, I mean, with any kind of industry.
Well, you got HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a high demand job too. I mean, you interacting with a lot of people, patients, you're helping people figure out what medicine is going to be good for them. So, that takes a lot of energy and effort and, emotional toll too, because
mentally draining,
right.
To be honest, because you have one aspect where you got the border pharmacy and, commerce, specifically board of pharmacy though, where they really hounding you and really specific and on strict on a lot of things with this plant. When I wish they were this strict with the opioids, the synthetics, but basically you got them to worry about, and then you also, like you said, you got the patient's actual real lives in your hands or for that moment that you're dealing with. So that's could be definitely mentally, physically draining because you basically have to give it your all to either be educated and know about these products, or at least cannabis in general. The sad part again too, even with the product knowledge, is if you're not a patient, there's no way to even try it or have any really kind of product experience, because there's no discounts for the employees, or there's even, like, you literally have to be a patient. There's no way to samples or any like thing such as that. Like, there's no way to really do that right now, and they're treated strictly as medicine, meaning everyone has their own set prescription and allowance or allotment. But that's another red flag, or not red flag, but just hiccup or dent in the road, where how do you tell everyone that with the same or with different conditions that they all get the same amount of medicine to fix their conditions? I just don't think that's legit either. But working at the dispensary was, like I said, it was fun but adventurous in a lot of ways, because you see all types of people, you hear all types of testimonials. That's pretty dope too. Hearing how people were able to turn the negatives into positives using cannabis. So to me, I think that's where the light needs to get shined on in a lot of ways, and I'm sure we're definitely willing to try to help that, provide that if we can. People, patients want to come on and share their stories, or just a brief story, not necessarily your whole life story, but a little brief snippet of cannabis and how it's helped you and changed your life. Then definitely consider it. But I feel like working at a dispensary will open anyone's mind up to realize that, dang, this one plant can help so many people and provide such better quality of life for so many people. It's pretty dope and awesome.
Yeah, and there's so many people, that's the beautiful thing too. You go through a dispensary, like, there's diversity in age, there's diversity in race, gender,
Yep.
So many different ethnicities. And so it really is like that melting pot, because we obviously have been conditioned to believe that, only a specific type of person consumes cannabis. But you have people that are lawyers, doctors, politicians, all types of things that are consuming cannabis and are coming into those dispensaries. You got people that are military, you got just any and everybody. And so it's a lot of those things that we have to obviously destigmatize our culture to, because we're all doing different things. But cannabis it's like water, you know what I mean? And so we got to understand that this plant is powerful. This plant is helping a lot of people. And then when you look at overall healthcare in Ohio, like we're sitting at almost the top out of everybody in the country for like one of the worst healthcare conditions. And so you look at, like you said, opioids, but cannabis has been known to help reduce dependency on opioids. And for me personally, I've had experiences being a high level athlete, playing Division I football, trying out for the NFL. You get exposed to, you're always in pain because you just had a very physical game. You practice, you might have sprained something, twisted something. And so everybody has a team doctor. So it's nothing to go to the team doctor and be like, yo, I'm hurting. And he gonna write you a script for prescription pills. But then nobody really teaches you, like, yo, you got to be careful on these pills, if you're not smart.
Right.
I got my degree in healthcare, so I was aware of what was going on and how, I had to be careful and mindful of how I use medicines, especially opioids. And so a lot of my teammates, you're playing with guys, 100 guys, and people might abuse those drugs. Like in the
Yeah.
college locker room, we was selling the drugs in the locker room. Like, yo, I don't want all these pills. So then a lineman might want them joints. So you're going to sell them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think about that transaction. But then, I was consuming cannabis, and I realized I started consuming cannabis, in high school. And that's when I realized that was my preferred method of medication, because it just helped me relax. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't, as a football player, like a lot of contact and lifting weights, it makes you very tense. And so being able to relax and chill, and just vibe out, everything was better to me high. You know what I mean? So, but then going into college, you realize, well, shit, if I fail a drug test, I'm going to be on ESPN. Like if I fail a drug test, like, and I got drug tests about 6-7 times, bro. Like,
Right.
And you talk about inhumane and humiliating. Imagine being a grown man, Diesel, and you got to pee in front of somebody, watching you like you're an animal, bro. Like, and a lot of people don't really get that reality. Everybody sees like the entertainment aspect of it, but you're really a show pony. You know what I mean? Like you're a circus monkey as an athlete. And that's why they tell these athletes, shut up and dribble. And that's why, again, I love our platform, because we've realized that we have to create our own spaces to share our own stories, because our perspectives matter, our experiences matter. And so, as far as cannabis legalization, we see what's going on. We see that we still have brothers locked up in prison while companies are making millions and billions of dollars, and people are putting themselves in position. And you look at who we are and how we move.
Right.
We should be the ones that are in the leadership positions and really at the table, saying what needs to happen,
Right.
because we need help too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's why, we're going this Ohio Cannabis Report, man. I love the concept. I love that me and you are doing it. We've been connecting with pretty much everybody across the industry. And so it's been pretty cool to see the industry grow. Last time we checked, how much did they make? 700 million?
700 something million. It's about almost close to 800 million. Almost close to a billion.
Yeah, almost $1 billion in sales. And so then you look at how restrictive our industry is, right? Like we don't have adult use, we don't have home grow, and then we don't even have a lot of dispensaries. And you have Michigan right up the right up the road.
We don't even have a real eighth, bro.
Speak on it.
We got a 10th. I think we're the only state in the nation that literally has changed the measurement of cannabis. I didn't know you could do that.
You could do it. That's because Ohio, and that just shows you what Ohio thinks of themselves.
Ohio marijuana control program.
Control. And that's why, I put that on there for a reason. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we got to understand the control program isn't even having open meetings and dialogues with the patients.
Right. Or education. Like, let's tell them what they're using. No, you bud tenders do it, and you're going to not get paid enough.
Like, come on, like,
or respected amongst society. You're going to work all through a pandemic and not get paid either. Like, no bonus, nothing, not be rewarded.
Essential service. The cannabis industry was an essential service immediately when the pandemic came into play.
Just immediately.
Like,
you can check the numbers, bro. My bad. You can check the numbers. Literally, cannabis sales went up during those times. So cannabis helped people get.
Well, there was a report, bro, that came out that said people that were consuming cannabis were less likely to be really impacted by COVID-19 like that. And we know that cannabis helps with the respiratory system. Again, we have to understand healthcare and just anatomy in our bodies and how things work. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just operate like robots. Like we don't understand that what you put in your body, what you put in is gonna come out. You know what I mean? So if you're putting fake food, high processed food, if you're ingesting and watching garbage, like if you don't educate yourself, if you don't, watch content that's going to fill you and help you learn, like your life is going to be a little bit different. But when you talk about cannabis, like it's medicine, it's literally a plant. And so water, oxygen, and that goes into our body. You got chlorophyll and all that stuff that we need, and it's a natural healer. And then you have all your terpenes, you have everything. It's just
noise,
all the noise.
There you go. I like that. All the noise.
All the noise.
Everybody make some noise. All the noise hit the flow. All the noise hit the flow. All the noise, or all the noise hit your endocannabinoid system. There we go. Nah, that's too big.
That's what we got to do, is do like a rap for the endocannabinoid system or something. Like we got.
Honestly, I think that's how you're gonna teach the world. Period. These days.
Oh, music is, everybody learns differently, right? Like everybody, we all have our different quirks, but when you put like things into music, that's why they do it for kids, right? You if you want a kid to learn his ABCs, you put the A, B,
put it in a song,
or you do a hip hop version. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, old school LMNOP. But again, we understand, right? Education, because even us, we're still being educated, right? Like
always a student of life.
Right. You know what I mean? And so we're the ones that like, we love to learn more. And like, that's why I even become way more passionate about the industry, like just recently, because I'm like, wow, like I'm learning so much about myself, the plant, and the parts of the plant, different strains, how the sativa impacts me versus an indica, how you could get a 18-17% THC with some CBD in that joint that's going to hit better than the high THC. You know what I mean? So understanding makeup. Right. So understanding that, the cannabinoids and how these things, the terpenes, the smells, you know what I mean? Like how all of that impacts the fullness of, what life is, and like, why does things get brighter, when you consume, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's
noise enter the void.
Right. Right. You take a different path, and then not even to mention you got, the different products that are coming out. So this is the massage oil from Grow Ohio. You got edibles, so there's so many different, you got the transdermal patches. So there's so many different ways to consume these days. You got drinks. So for me, it's like, it's endless, bro. Like it's literally
topicals,
yeah.
Damn. Let's see, bro.
And we know you a master chef over there as well.
When I had the time, I like to whip it up.
Well, you work for an edible company and a processor, so.
Well, now I was doing it on a bigger level too, but yeah, for sure.
But but you do, the thing about you is, you can do it all. You like to grow, you like the process, but you're doing sales, you're learning the business part, the networking. You got to be the most networked up delivery guy and business development guy out there, bro.
No, I'm working on it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Trying to continue to strengthen and build the community. At least know
you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Every time I see a photo of you at the dispensary, everybody looks excited, so happy.
It's all real, at least to my knowledge. It ain't fake. No, but I've made all those happen for real.
Right, and that's big. That's big, being able to pull all those people together, especially, again, like our industry is just so like cut and dry, highly regulated. You know what I mean? So like, Right. So like a lot of the companies, y'all can't even really market and advertise like that. You know what I mean? Like to even get the word out about your products and services.
Yeah, that's very true. Which I don't know. It's like we can't
What
even
are some of the
barely.
things you would change about our program? Let's talk about that. What needs to happen? You know, we just had the event, right? The OSU event just happened. So if you're watching this, we are technically not affiliated with, the Ohio Medical Marijuana Control Program. We are both members and patients. So I would assume that's, don't steal my code or nothing, but we are patients, so we can have this conversation. And I want people to understand we have to use our power, we have to use our voices, we have to have conversations, and we have to have perspectives too, because it's essential for us all to, we want everybody to be able to enjoy this plant. There's grandmothers, there's aunts and uncles, moms, dads, cousins, brothers, nieces, nephews. Everybody deals with something at some point in time. And so it's best that we have a medicine that is natural to really assist us in that life process. And so we want everybody to have access to it. So I know for me personally, I'm fully for adult use. What about yourself?
Well, first and foremost, I'm struggling with this damn background, but no.
It's okay. See, this is authenticity, right? At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
see, look, y'all see the real what's behind the chair.
just know if you was here when we first started, we gonna rock with you when we, because it's gonna happen. We making moves.
Nah, but anyways, I mean, yeah, nobody's perfect, so I don't care at all. It's just funny.
Nope, we just loving life, baby.
Crack it up, but anyways,
I'm gonna get you a ring light, bro.
I got one
Get you a ring light.
right now. Right now,
You got one?
Yeah, I just got one literally.
Oh, there you go.
But I ain't set it up yet. I ain't want to set it up. I'm about to take that bitch down here in like a week or two.
Well, we did do a spur of the moment. This was a spur of the moment choice on the podcast, on the video. We're gearing up for 420. So 420 is coming up. What is it? What is about 10 days away? What's today?
It'll be 10 days tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So 420. That'll be a big day in Ohio. It's a lobby day. We got Normal Appalachia coming up to the State House. So
go ahead. I was gonna answer that question because I still struggle with with this program. There's a few things. Like I said, I already mentioned the allotment stuff, but I think accessibility is going to be a major issue. Well, it already still is, but for those who really need it, if it isn't cost, then it is in the allotment. And then it's also like, things are day or marked by days, but why not make it, a limit by literally by the day? Like there's a certain amount in a day you can purchase, or, maybe in a week. Like there's still, there's way better ways that it could be constructed. It could also be discussed properly better. We mentioned earlier, it's like they don't want anybody to talk to each other or anyone to even talk to them. Really is very, it takes so long for things to happen or initiatives to, to change, but they were quick to take your money and quick to charge you for it stuff. But I guess it's business. But what else? I think we should be able to the access, ownership. Maybe what if something like you and I? What if we want to get into it?
Right, it's too expensive. If you don't have the cash and the capital and the politics on your side, what was it, like $200K just to apply for a cultivation license?
It was something ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest. I'm drawing a blank on the number right now, but
it was something crazy. And
it
then
was something stupid. For all of them, it was something nuts. They all had different kind of prices in a sense, processing, dispensary, and cultivation.
And then there was a lottery, right? There was only so many dispensaries and cultivators that they were even allowing to
get rewarded.
Right.
But they, in my opinion, it was pretty greedy when they allowed it like well over. This could be a little bit off too. The number, it's either here. Let's look this up.
1,400.
Yeah, like it was a deficit. I thought I was hijacking the number, but it was
It
well
was
over
14. It was like
1,400.
1,400 applications or something.
That bro, imagine do that math. They made
I
so
already
much
know,
bread.
bro. Bro, think about this. There needs to be a dispensary on every block, just like there's a CVS, a Walgreens,
Rite
a
Aid.
Walmart, a Rite Aid. There needs to, and that's what, that's what baffles me, because you can go to places that are fully legal, adult
Liquor
use,
stores.
and they have cannabis very accessible, or you can grow your own. Like,
Yep.
come on, like we have the technology nowadays where literally you can have a fully automated grow and grow some amazing weed. And we understand that weed is better grown in small batches. You know what I mean?
Handcrafted. Yeah.
Handcrafted, you know what I mean? So we really, I think when we're talking about it, like it's way more under the surface and going on than just even the industry. Like we see what's happening in California, we see what's happening in New York, New Jersey, all these Oklahoma, Michigan, all these different places, man. And then we're sitting here in Ohio, and it's like we're struggling to even, move an inch. And it's like, yo, people are struggling. People have different ailments and illnesses, but you're failing to connect opioids, which a lot of money is going into the opioid prevention. They're getting Narcan for everybody, but why aren't you connecting that to the cannabis industry?
Right. Yeah.
Like what? And then those people that are on opioids, guess what they could be doing? They could be tending to the garden. They could be tending to, gardening now. And that helps people to, get something else to do and find a new life, lease on life and passion, And so, for me, like I'm in the garden, and that helps me with a lot, like mentally, emotionally. It helps me get with a whole different group of people. I'm seeing the food that I'm growing, and I'm able to get that to community members. I'm able to set up projects and stuff like that. So for me, like it's so much more richness in the cannabis industry that we want, to happen in Ohio, that we know exists. Because we all have friends, we have friends that aren't even in the industry, and they just on the legacy market. You know what I mean? Because one, you have to have 1 or 21 conditions to get a license, to get a so
yeah, it's like 20, my bad, like 26.
26 now.
They added autism too recently, but
Yeah,
that also leads into why I kind of said I had a little conflict on because I know there's adult use and there's terms like rec and all that, but in my opinion, I personally think it's all medicinal for us all. We just
for
need,
sure.
we just like waiting to discover why we all may use it, or I mean not use it, but like it benefits us for using it basically. Because you can't tell me, all right, maybe first few times, sure, but then it's like if a person continue using something, that's almost like alcohol. I'm not giving anybody that's struggling with alcohol abuse any reason or excuse, but it's just like they're gonna try it and hope to get that experience, but they're not. I wouldn't say they're assuming that, or they're looking to get hooked on that first experience or whatever, or first anytime at all. But it's like it could happen, and with cannabis, this is something you have control over. I mean, most substances you gotta have mind control over and don't let it control you.
No, but when you talk about cannabis, bro, like you can smoke as much cannabis, weed, marijuana as you want, bro, and the effects on that versus the effects on what alcohol is gonna do is
it's different. Yeah, I agree.
So,
I mean, I should
we
be in the hospital, so dehydration and everything.
Throwing up. I mean, I honestly, I don't drink as much as I used to when I was in college partying, college football days. It got pretty wild. But that was an experience where, I'm like, yo, like alcohol is just not for me, bro, because you know, this it's called spirits for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I enjoy it for good occasions. You know what I mean? We had an open bar party last night for my college coach. So I had a good time. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say no to a good time.
Right.
But I also understand, like, in between me getting some of my good time, I definitely went to the bathroom and had my vape. You know what I mean? And had to knock that out to really enjoy the rest of the night.
I know what you mean. It's like it provide that equal that homeostasis, that balance.
You know, I
Because
need balance.
yeah, sometimes you get too much alcohol in you, and that scale will just be like, whoop, oh
Right.
shit. Your balance, you lose your balance. The room starts spinning.
Yeah.
Your body puke up the toxic that you just spent all that money on.
Right. Food, like, terrible. And so, and then, you with, like, I was with a football team, so you with a bunch of big dudes, bunch of grown men, like savages. Everybody lit.
I was drinking.
Everybody lit. But no, it was a good time. And so, and that's another thing, being that I played football at a high level, I understand, like, media and, like, entertainment, and I understand, like, the power and influence that certain things have. And so that's why I really wanted to start, Ohio Cannabis Report as well, because it just shows how valuable we are in our stories and our experiences, and what, some people need platforms to be built to, help uplift other people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, when you look at TV, like, we got MTV, you got the news, you got all these different channels that have been built up over hundreds of years, or even, decades. But a lot of times the little guy can't really get, on a platform where he's supported, where his voice is heard. And so that's what we look to do with Ohio Cannabis Report.
Yep. Agreed. It's like trying to, it ain't about just putting the light on us. It's about help, like I said, the community, or you said too, like putting the light. Let's really report what's happening out there, basically. Like, and
Right.
you can hear it from our mouths, but also the community and other people that's out there involved and willing to share. Patience. This is your opportunity. And like, as we were mentioning too, like there's not enough communication in this program, so we're trying our best to provide something, an opportunity for that. Owners or in workers, anybody, you want to get your voice heard, your story, you want to get some respect, maybe, or treat it properly. I've heard there's a union or so that formed, but maybe we need to just consider cooperatives, like we were talking about earlier. And this is a cooperative effort from us too, just in general.
Sure.
With not only between ourselves, but for the Ohio cannabis industry, we're trying to.
Well, yeah, and shout out to everybody, that we've connected with and that we know. We definitely gonna be sending. I mean, this is an invite right now, so we've already told you if you want to come on.
You've been virtually invited.
Yeah, you've been invited. We're both busy people as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a family man. I take care of my kids, and I got my wife, and so you got a full-time job, plus you be out networking, plus you got dinners, you got tours, you doing a little bit of everything as well. So we don't know everybody. We don't know people and what they, their capacity is or what they want to do. But we decided that we were going to make a move as a cooperative. We're friends. We built a relationship through this cannabis industry for real. And so it's allowed us to understand, like, what needs to happen in certain, ways. Like, we go to a lot of networking events and we see the industry, but we also understand there's a whole, we talk about legacy industry, like, our families that are still living in situations that aren't, really something that we should be living in.
Right.
We don't live in a lot of planned communities for success.
Right.
You know, a lot of the communities that are you know have been divested in. When you look at what's happened with cannabis, and then or you have for-profit prisons, and all these different things that have been built up through the extraction of human capital and resources out of the hood for weed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we have to have that conversation. And the only people, and one of the things, you know, we could get mad about not having the conversations, but really we're the only ones that should be having the conversations and can have the conversations in a way that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because we are
Yeah.
the ones, like, right? We're the ones that we done happen to make it out, right? We done been able to make it to a point where, you know, we're educated, we go to college, you know, we have some different support. And so sometimes, you know, everybody doesn't have the same support system. Everybody's not as lucky because there is luck involved. There is some form of
Well,
navigating.
you create your own look, I feel, in the sense of, I
But
mean,
but environment plays a major role, bro. Like
oh
you're
yeah,
like my success rate from you gotta understand, like my success rate from when I was born in upstate New York, Rochester, New York, from when I moved to from there to Prince George's County, my success rate was like 100,000 fold different because my environment, I moved literally from the hood in a sense to an affluent African American suburb outside of DC, where I'm around people that are just successful. So naturally, if you're in an environment around a lot of people that are successful, you're going to be successful. It's going to rub off on you because you're in those circles. You're in the, and then what is success, right? Everybody's idea of success is different. But yes, we do create our own luck. I don't necessarily believe in luck as that, but it's just like at the end
yeah,
of the
no,
day, yeah, if you put in the work, you're gonna get the results. If you put in the time, if we do enough podcasts, it's only
time
a
well
matter of time.
spent. You
Right.
already knew.
So,
So,
you know, we've been putting in work, you know, at the end of the
yeah,
day, you know, like so it's we
that's all I was trying to say. You know, I'm not you. You're right. I mean,
yeah,
you could. It turns into luck, but you gotta start it. Like you
right.
gotta put in the efforts, and it don't like happen
Don't happen
overnight. You
overnight,
gotta
right?
you gotta see it before it even happens. And a lot of the times, that's kind of why I've always tried to have the vision and
Yeah.
just believe. Sometimes you can't even.
What's your handle? Vision.
Uh,
What's your
with
IG handle?
Canavisions or at making
Cannabis.
envision moves.
Yeah.
But either one, find me. I ain't gonna spell it out for you. But uh uh but yeah. You know, it's
What's your favorite product in the Ohio cannabis medical market? You have
that's tough because
your top five. Give me your top five.
that's tough because I got like, there's different forms, so that's tough.
Well, so break it down. So give me your flower, give me your edibles, give me
Dude,
your
uh man, let's see. It's hard to even break down to just one flower, man, because technically, we all like flower has so much terpenes and chemistry in it. We all might have one for different occasions, but uh I guess if I had to like really, really choose, man, I don't know. That's really tough. I get like, I like Sunset Sherbet or Wedding Cake. Those are some solid strains. So, or even Durban Poison. But we gonna go to vape carts. Yo, I'm a big fan of vape cart wise. Two things, this little thing, the Roach.
road.
I believe we discussed this, but then there's also, believe it or not, I'm a fan of the packs. I know they got the luster pods out there, but I'm a fan of the packs because
Yeah.
I'm more about details and education again, and uh, science and education and details. That all adds up and goes together. But the packs, man, I think people sleeping on it because the sales might not be quite there, the popularity might not be there, but there is a legit app that, as we talk about terpenes and flavonoids, there's an app where you might have to go around it, and to some people taking these steps might be too much for them, but I feel like once you have it and once you access it and see, you're able to educate yourself in such a way bigger a variety of way. There's a way you can control the temperature on each. Like, let's say you get a patch cart, depending on the strain or even whatever desired terpene you're trying to level you're trying to get or burn it at, you can literally precisely control that temperature is being heated at, so that specific terpenes are being activated and stuff stuff like that. I feel like once people are more and more educated, they gonna realize the importance of stuff like that, because then cannabis will be getting respected fully as a medicine, like as a whole plant medicine, because it's almost like vitamins or other synthetic medicines that are prescribed on the other big pharma side, that people, you can give them instructions and be like, take this 2 to 3 times a day. With cannabis, people still trying to figure that out in a lot of ways, like, oh, how much do I use, or when, and it's like, even as a bud tender, and it's to go back to earlier, it's like, yo, we can genuinely try to give you our best advice and information, but to a certain extent, cannabis affects everybody differently. So you got to start slow and take notes and communicate with each other and share. You got to communicate with each other, not be private the way this industry seems to want everybody.
Well, that's one thing too. Like, we need like a database hub, you know what I mean, for like patients. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody could send in like their how whatever product they got impacted them or affected them, how much they were using, because again, when it comes to education, we also understand the cultural impacts of weed in our culture, right? Through rap, through sports, through entertainment, movies. You got movies like How High, you got all these different movies. What's another movie that's a cultural
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter. You got Friday.
Friday, yeah.
So we got all these cultural movies, and
Good
then
Burger.
our rappers, it's always pounds. We always rolling big blunts, you know what I mean? So we understand like there's like a fetish of like glamorizing like overuse of cannabis and just like the indulgence. But when you understand like the power of micro dosing, you know what I mean? Like, I could microdose and go get mad work done. You know what I mean? Like, I could microdose and go exercise, work out, start my day, or just go about my day, middle of the day, hit it again. So there's different ways of consuming that, people have to understand that everybody is different. Like, everybody's pain level is different. Like, I got different pain than you got. You have something different than somebody else. And so our use is going to be a lot different, and we have to understand what's good for us, what makes you feel good. And so, yeah, that's why it's hard, I think. But that's also why we need more transparency in the industry. We need more authenticity. We need more stories. And we just need more research. Because you have, obviously, like, Israel is the place where the best research is being done.
Coming out of, yeah.
So, we're a platform here to expand and grow and just build, because we realize that that's what this industry is all about. That's what it needs. That's what our community needs, right? Like, at the end of the day, cannabis, we be chilling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, look at us. We on this podcast right now.
Right.
Vibing out, just having great dialogue and discussion about something that we're passionate about, and something that helps a lot of people. And
our eyes open, your eyes open? No, I'm just saying, both our eyes look like they barely open.
No, I'm over here, it is what it is, and we just gonna keep it at that.
Kicking it, karate.
Check out. don't be surprised if we do fall asleep. I'm gonna keep it as a part of the thing.
Push. Push it. We push it. See.
Push and Z. Like
THC.
we're those geriatric guys now. You know what I mean? Like we really old heads already. You know what I mean? We here in Ohio just. Hey Jim, you still there?
I took too much CBN.
It's what is it? The CBN, bro? Like, you know, it's the Delta 10.
Hey, I gotta try this new THC. Oh, what the fuck? No, I'm cool on that, bro. I'm only trying shit that come from the plant that I know of. I ain't heard of that stuff yet. Some of that.
And that's the thing. They're still finding different. They're breaking it down to the microbes, man. So it's coming out with all the different THC, CBD, CBN, CBG.
I'm learning all these different Delta.
Right.
Delta 9s, Delta 9s is the main one, but Delta 8, Delta 10, Delta 47, I'm just making up shit now, but like we need more research clearly done because we need to know these other people that are selling some of the other stuff, like are they helping or hurting the people or the industry, but.
Well, and two, like when you force an illicit market, so what they've purposefully done is exclude the masses from being able to be involved in the process, in the cultivation and processing of cannabis. And so by making the licenses so high, you're forcing the majority of folks to not be able to do and participate in this market legally and have jobs, right? Because people need jobs, right? You know what I mean? People need careers, people need, we need economic development. So if you have cannabis, that's going to be more money and taxes to the schools, to the roads. And so for me, it's just super weird. I know why it is, but you create that gap. So now you force people to grow illegally, right? And then you can still put a bounty on those people. And so it's really a sick way of, doing things through a political landscape that is fraudulent and it's dangerous, you know what I mean? Because it's not fair that, like, even when we get our cannabis, bro, if you get pulled over and you got cannabis, like there was a story that I saw on one of the forums, it might have been a Facebook group, Ohio MMJ group or Reddit or something. But there's a guy that said he got pulled over. He had just left the dispensary, got like $100-$200 worth of product. And the cop just took his product, didn't do anything else, and he just left. So basically he got robbed.
Yeah, like literally of this legit legal medicine.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, the story.
Robbed by the government, bro. Don't that happen to us all lately, man? Damn.
Right. And so, it's just one of those things, man, where the until the plant's free, bro, like we're not free, man. Like I understand little
freedom trees,
but yeah, we want the freedom trees. And so we understand from a very deep rooted place, as who we are, man. You go to the Caribbeans, you go to Jamaica, you go to Africa, you look at the Rastas, you look at all of these different people that we connected with, that they literally murdered and took out because of this plant. Because one, you could grow so much of this and you could heal nations. Yes. You know what I mean? Like you can heal, and then you can clean up the country. Like you could clean up the world, because we don't even talk about hemp.
Clean up the soil.
Clean up the water, clean up the air.
Grow your own medicine.
Right. So, it's essential that we really have these conversations and this dialogue. We typically had these joints, off the air. And that's why we started Ohio Cannabis Report, because we was like, man, like we actually be talking all the time. We'd be like, oh, stop. We gonna go ahead and get on the Zoom.
Let's record.
Let's get the record. Because, we really be having great conversations, man. And we really, we're really passionate about it. We love people too. And I think we both come from a place of of love and compassion. But it's also like, you know, we're in a very vulnerable position as well, because it's not many of us in the legal side of the business in terms of being able to navigate that space in that corporate world, right? Where, you know, everybody didn't go to college, everybody didn't go to high school, so or finish high school. So sometimes navigating in these circles that are dispensaries and cultivators, you got to have a good resume or a resume to get in there. So, you know, I think we just need to free the tree, period. Point
Free the
blank.
trees, bro. Free the
So there is
trees.
an event, right? There's a few events coming up. So let's definitely shout out those events.
Yeah.
I know there's the 420 event. I think everybody needs this one. We're gonna drop. We're gonna drop on 420. But there's a 420 event at the Ohio State House, starting at like 9, hosted by Normal Appalachia and who else?
Movement. There's sponsors like you know, Ben Leaves. I know
I'm gonna be able to pull it up.
I want to say, honestly, I don't know if they dropped the flyer yet with all the sponsors' name yet, but there's, you know, a few other vendors that I'm sure are sponsored, and basically, like he says, the opportunity to meet with live local law makers or get your voices heard or story heard, come through, see other like-minded cannabis folks, and network with them, and, you know, basically let's try to fight for our right and get these freedom trees.
Fight for our rights.
And then there's also you got the Cannabis Can meetup next Thursday.
Cannabis Can and Allie Reeves.
And Doc Bridget.
Bridget.
That's a, you know, local community event. I mean, they tried to start it out, and even Bonnie actually, she started out in Cincinnati, kind of you know, transferred over to Columbus, and there was a couple, maybe one or two events in Cleveland, but trying to keep it going, and it's a industry networking opportunity to come out and, you know, again, get your voices heard, but out of the work scenery, obviously. Even if you don't drink, you don't necessarily have to drink. I know it's very tempting, maybe in that setting, but it's power of self-will, you can do it. And yeah, it's a good opportunity to come and network with other folks, and or even get in the industry if you're trying to. Like, there's just ways, trying to create resources, opportunities for people like us. And technically that's everybody, because everybody likes cannabis. It's a plant, it's an herb, just like a spice, oregano.
Like it's like a tree. Like it's like
both.
The thing,
it's a combination.
right? The thing that bugs me out is like, yo, people are literally against a plant.
Nature. Freedom trees.
And it's not even like just people. It's like the politicians, and, you know, there's just people in high places that are just like, no, it's like, what are you talking about? You got people taking ibuprofen every day.
Right. They will, yeah, they'll easily do that, pop a few of them. They don't know what they're talking about. They just so trained, you know.
So conditioned, bro. Like, and that's what, you know, and then be the loudest ones against it. Hey, I'm actually about to share the screen because I've got one of the events pulled up so we can show. There we go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So we got the Cannabis Lobby Day 2022 Ohio State House. So yeah, this is a chance to come out and really, you know, use your voice. Like, you know, what I realized too, being an advocate, being, you know, somebody that's been a part of grassroots movements and organization, and, you know, just trying to grow and build movements, you have to go to the state house. You know what I mean? Like, that's the people's house. You know what I mean? But that's where the laws and the bills are passed. So yeah, shout out to Juanita Brandt, right? She, we both know her, and she's definitely been doing a lot of work in the state house on the behalf of cannabis. So that's been amazing to see. But we need more people, you know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunities. Ohio's an agricultural state. So, it's like, why wouldn't you want to grow more weed in Ohio? You know what I mean? Like, you grow corn, but you don't want to grow weed. That just doesn't make any logical sense. But
it's nuts. But we gotta help educate them to get it figured out properly.
yeah. So again, education and coming together.
There's Terrence Upchurch, Juanita Brent, definitely.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
And then who was it? Weinstein.
There's a few of them.
There are people that have just there's some lawmakers that have recently passed some stuff. So there's definitely momentum.
Everybody involved, basically.
Yeah, there's definitely momentum there. And so we got good events coming up. We love to support the events.
Oh shit, there was something else. In June there's Columbus, Ohio Marijuana Expo.
Mm-hmm. I also saw. Let me see. I think Allie and Piehead Genius. I think posted a event recently. And that's what's really dope too, is just seeing all the different entrepreneurs, all the different people that are, creating their own spaces and conversations and organizations to support the communities that they serve is really special.
Did you see, we got to talk about the Cleveland expunging like more than 4,000 low-level marijuana convictions. That's pretty huge.
I did see that. Let me see.
Shout out to the mayor in Cleveland, the city, them for doing that. That's huge, and hopefully, a lot of other places consider, not just here in Ohio, but everywhere.
Today I would like to send the biggest thank you to Cleveland City Mayor or City Council President, Cleveland Mayor Justin, and Cleveland Chief Prosecutor. Wow. Working together to sign a motion seeking the expungement of more than 4,000 marijuana convictions in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, that's special. But yeah, that's what we have to do, and our city officials, there are people in places that have the ability to do stuff like that. And so I think it's up to us to continue to lobby, to continue to create organic movements. That's really why we started this platform too, because we understand the power of digital, the power of, using our resources. So this allows us to get our message, farther and wider than, is casting a net, because it's hard to kind of connect with everybody and be in one place. But being able to create, these spaces where we can have conversation, dialogue from our perspective, our vantage point, I think changes the game. You know what I mean? It allows us to have a platform to strategize, to educate people, to bring people in. And especially in our industry, it's still so new, technically, right?
Right.
When you think about
developing, still got a lot of stuff to, come together, because a lot of positions and skills can be transferred, but it's also a lot that in Ohio, but also as a whole, as a nation, entire cannabis industry, we're all still learning, and kind of has to be that way. You got to be able to adapt, pretty much to a lot of changes in compliances and rules and regulations. But I believe
it's so strict. It's terrible.
Yeah.
How strict it is. And and it's just, for me, it's just like, man, just let it be free. I just want to be free.
Freedom trees, I'm telling you, they got to free them trees, and they should be freedom trees, just free.
But I mean, it is free, bro. Give me some seeds. Oh, did you see? I just saw that the DEA or something might pass being able to ship seeds or something like that. So,
I didn't see that, but that would be huge, and can maybe then we can potentially overgrow the system. Hey, I always go
well, that's what
support
we're gonna
that.
have to do. Like that's my whole ideology is like it's just flood
Overgrow,
the system. Everybody can start growing weed. They can't arrest all of us. Like they can't,
overgrow.
And so you have to force their hand at the end of the day. Like we have to understand as the people,
Gilroy.
like as the people, bro, like the people can overthrow or change governments. You know what I mean? Like, but they keep us divided. They keep us fighting. They keep us bickering over, little things and some big things too. But, it's like, all right, if we free the trees, then maybe we could really get somewhere with the racist stuff. Like maybe we could really determine that, hey, we're human beings too. Like you're not just
Why
going to
do I stay high?
why do I stay so
I started singing Bone on them. If I could teach the world, whole wide world, hey, be a thug in harmony.
Hey, yeah,
Uh,
we definitely got to have a music section though. Too. That's just part of the culture right there, and that's what's so beautiful about cannabis. It makes music better. Like it makes making love to your girl better. Like it make everything better, bro. The food is better.
make the movie so better that the movie start watching you.
It makes sleep better.
Hell yeah, I
It
got a
make the
time on
bullshit you
my
deal with at work better. Like it make
bullshit. What you talking about? Oh yeah, that's the weed. I just hit it. I let it go.
let it go. Let go
It,
and let God.
it make life frozen and but without actually ice.
Right.
Just be
I mean,
like
it makes
shit.
things so peaceful. You like, yeah, I'm not gonna even like I'm not gonna trip. Like,
It's more than just getting high. That's actually just like a spiritual healing, especially when you learn to use it right. And
oh,
obviously it's medicine, but it's like it could be all that. It's an entourage effect times
we
10.
got the terminologies on their butts.
Hey, but hey, I never finished my list. Matter of
Oh
fact,
yeah,
when we
go
speak
ahead. My
about
bad.
entourage effect, that's a really solid edible. Besides, those capsules. Besides, and I ain't trying to be biased either, just because it's whole plant medicine and chemistry. I like those. They cost effective and friendly, and then I also like even this. Shout out to the Smokies. They tasty and they cost effective. Uh, but shit, I ain't trying to just plug, myself, but that's genuinely in those categories.
Bro, we is plugging ourselves.
That's what I like. But moving on, we're gonna go to shoot topic. Where we go? Topicals. Damn. Right back at the plugging myself. Wintergreen CBG, lavender lotion. Fuck. Back at it. Back at it. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's see what else. That about sums it up. I did vape cards, I did edibles, flour, topicals. What am I missing?
Do you like the honeys? Is that considered an edible?
Yeah, it's still edible, and I mean, I like them, but honestly, I haven't really tried too many. I've tried maybe one, and like only thing is,
Do you like tinctures?
yeah, I like tinctures more. Those are solid just because I like things where you can have more control or know that you ain't gonna like be too far gone where you just like I said, don't have control over yourself. And cannabis rarely does that to you where like unless you just overdo it. But if you do, it's not like it's not fatal or as severe as like even taking too much alcohol where you can be highest hospitalized or super hungover into the sense you can't function or even be around light or all types of shit. Sensitive to just life in general. But cannabis, you just go to sleep, get hungry, maybe dry eyes, dry mouth. That's about it. Like
Yeah. Get a little
maybe,
sleepy.
that's what I'm saying. Sleepy. You
No,
must have had.
I think they did drop another list of numbers analytics from the program March 28th 2022. Was that the
yeah.
last one?
Well,
Because
yeah.
what is it?
No, I think it was. Yeah, maybe it was.
I think this is a new one.
What a there's also something else I'm supposed to talk about. Dang.
Let me see how much money they done made. Okay, nah, that's the same one. $762 million in product sales. That's crazy.
Oh, something else too. Zenleaf, Zenleaf Canton opened a new location in Ohio. It'll be starting April 4th, which is already passed. 3224 Cleveland Avenue, Northwest. Shout out to them too. They
New cannabis dispensary online.
well, it's not necessarily. It's just like it was already existing. They just kind of got or separate because it was like dispensary, processing, and cultivation all in one. So they kind of separated, get more space. Shout out to them too.
So here, I just pulled up the program updates from the Ohio Medical Marijuana Control Program. So look, I mean, you got, this shows you everything right here, right? Look, cultivators. We got 22 level 1 provisional licenses. Only 17 provisional licenses have received certificate of operations. So there's still 5 level 1 cultivators that aren't even operating, bro.
There's a lot of stuff. If you look closely, that you'll see people still aren't operating. They just could fully got the dispensaries properly operating, all of them, but there's still there's still processors that's not up and running either. There's just this industry is still developing, like we said, it's being developed as we speak.
And I mean, I think being highly regulated, obviously they're doing that for a reason, obviously medicine, but it's like cannabis isn't just a medicine like that. Like it's more of a like thing you just have like, you just let it grow.
See, here we
You
go.
know,
Here you go again. Let it grow. Let it grow. It always falls back to music, bro. We just got to get Elsa on this shit and sing to the state.
Yo, we should bring an Elsa like hologram smoking a doobie.
Yeah.
Let it go.
And let it grow. Let it grow.
We should replace the Columbus statue that they have over there with that joint and just
Elsa hitting the weed or Mona Lisa hitting the joint. Mona Lisa joint.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa joint. Let's do Rosa Parks hitting the joint.
Definitely. I think we got all our black queens hitting the joint right there on the lawn.
Let's do it. But nah, man, that's what's up. I want to say, we pretty much getting closer to wrapping this one up soon, but love to see always the stats and data.
Yeah, that's 762 million, bro. How much they paying you?
Not that.
I think we need to have some conversations because where is that money? First of all, bro, where is that money going?
You're not even a fourth of that. Like what?
And it's all cash.
Yeah, like that need to go back to the communities and people. Like I said, what are the people that's helping them rake that in? There's a lot of folks out there on the front lines that's not getting the respect that they deserve or appreciation.
Right. Yeah, it's really sad to see. Well, you're like $762 million, bro, almost $1 billion and that's product sales in 3 years in a program that's highly regulated. You don't even have all of the level 1 cultivators open. You don't have all the dispensaries. You only have how many dispensaries do we even have now? What, 50 something?
58.
for the whole state. There's 11 million people in Ohio.
Yeah.
11 million, bro.
That's why they had to award some more, but it was lottery style, and then they probably won't be ready till at least the end of the year.
Yeah, so we definitely gotta open it up for the free to weed, man, because this is just ridiculous. You got people that are in pain and can't afford the cannabis that comes from the dispensary. We don't have delivery. Everybody doesn't have a caretaker. Everybody doesn't have the funds and the resources. So
Hell no. It's a lot of O's and X's that just don't add up in some ways, but that's also like, again, not to keep beating the dead horse, but why we creating this platform so people can be heard and share.
yeah, because I think people want to be heard too, right? We see all the forums, we see the Facebook group chats, we see and hear the stories. Like, we have friends that are in the industry. We go to different events, and so there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of definitely a lot of movement. But you also have to be on different platforms as well to enhance your voice. And so that's why we love the podcast and the video. And so if y'all have any questions for us, please send them in, because we love to just connect with y'all. If y'all have a story, please send it in. If you want to just pre-record your story too, like, and you don't want to necessarily do a live video chat, send us a 30-second to 60-second clip on how cannabis has helped you, how it's helping you, how it's helped somebody your experience, your experience with the program, if you're in the program. We want to have a conversation, and we want you all to be involved. And so you can follow us, you can follow me. We also have a page. I just set up a Instagram page, so Ohio Cannabis Report. Make sure y'all follow us on there, because we'll host a lot of the conversation on that part. And then my personal account is at Gerald Moore Jr. on Instagram. Got Broderick. Then we got a bunch of Instagrams too, so we'll talk about that later. But what's your main
one? You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or at Making Envision Moves. Or type in Time Well Spent. It'll pop up eventually. But yeah, just know
we're gonna be doing some skits.
You'll see us out here. Yeah. We definitely
don't be afraid to say hi. You know what I mean? Like, if you see us out, you know what I mean? Like, if we're like, we get shy too sometimes, you know what I mean? So like, we get reserved too, we like to network and mingle, but if you see us out, come say what's up. Let's definitely link up and build this community. This is a cooperative, baby.
Yeah, community, UNITY. Shout out Queen Latifah.
UNITY, S-O-N-I-V. Yeah. Dude, I was listening to some Buster Rhymes earlier today and got super geek.
Give me smoke.
I had just woke. I was wake and bake, and then I was like headed to go bowling. I was like, then that Buster came on. I was just like,
give me smoke.
Like, it's just so much. We got cannabis events that we got to do.
What you gonna do when your weed get out? Give me smoke. Like Buster said, just give me some smoke. Grow me some more. Grow me some more.
Oh, you ain't gonna be able to see it. Burner. I need to. I think I can. I could connect my.
I got one more shout out before we leave. Hold up, this is it.
Get it off, big dog. Get it off.
Okay. Oh wait, actually, two more. All right. Damn. All right, y'all. I'm back. 2 shout outs. Oh, there we go. Grow bags thing right here.
Go bag.
You read. It says, glass less. Open this bag and it's nothing but terps. Yo, I put some over dried buds in there.
Uh-huh. Got it
They
right.
came back to life. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to back.
We've been rocking it.
I'm like, oh shit. And then also, about the little nightcap. It's about time, bro. We talked about it earlier. Dang, I can't figure out this damn thing. Hold up. I'm about to just, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end my background for this. Because this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
See.
Hypno CBN.
Now what is
Night,
this?
man.
What is CBN? Now fill us in, educate the people on what CBN.
Oh, you gonna hit me with this? I'm on half sleep. I ain't even got the scientific word, but it's a cannabinoid or something, cannabigerol. No. Anyway, don't mind the butchering of the scientific name, but it's CBN. Basically,
Just
quick
for
acronym.
purposes, we are not doctors. We probably should have said this in the beginning. We are not doctors.
But just
This is for entertainment purposes and education purposes only.
Just to properly, say this, appropriately and not break any rules. CBN may be known to help provide that nighttime effect, the sleep, the sleep through your night effect, that full REM sleep. It may be known to help, just provide that relief that you need to actually, not rely on
Melatonin.
Melatonin, yeah. So melatonin. So yeah, reefer makes darkies thing. You know what? You see that plant right there? Tends to make you guys think you're better than us.
This is Harry J. Anslinger, so it's historical, we have educational moments in this show where
it's the only pills I'm gonna be popping, bro. If it ain't THC, I don't want it.
Why you pour them joints out like that?
Did it fall? Did the camera catch it?
The camera definitely caught it. It definitely got caught.
I didn't even see it. But yeah, it's because it's night time. It's time to take my dose. For real.
Night time. Look.
You hear that? When you hear that noise, that's awesome too. That's that. Whoop. Oh shit.
Oh, this is Ohio Clean Leaf.
I see.
So yeah, we doing this cannabis thing. Cannabis ain't a drug, it's a miracle plant.
Yep. It's shout out Courage of Cannabis real quick. I can't report. Back to the all right. Yep. Boom.
Cannabis is universal healthcare.
Can't spell healthcare without THC.
Ooh. So people gotta understand, man. This is an industry that is ripe, especially in Ohio.
Shout out to the guru.
Shout
that's
out
supposed to be blurry and it's still showing up. That means he's supposed to be seen.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the industry too, doing their part. So
shout out to every vendor. We all breaking the stigma one way or another, no matter what you make. But just keep it up, but actually go hard. Don't just be going hard for money and politics. Go hard for actually patience over profit.
Patience over profit.
And we out. Oh, nah. I mean, I'm out. I'm done, bro. My eyes starting to shut.
Me too, but I told you it was gonna fall asleep.
Could you CBN?
Then they're gonna be like, I told you. They just be high and they just sleep.
Yeah, let's stop. Let me stop. I got control over my medicine. But you gotta have fun too, though.
No,
I don't think
it's like we told you guys, we are not doctors. We are not You know, this is just for entertainment and education purposes only. We are not doctors, okay? So I am a comedian. I'm an actor.
And I'm an actor. I'm
an artist.
I'm gonna combine that shit. I'm an actor.
I'm a cannabis advocate, you know.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm all that
Right.
combined.
You know, so because at the end of the day, you know, we have to understand people try to put you in a box, you know, and they try to only tell you could do one thing. And it's like, well, actually, I could do a lot of different things.
It's like, fuck you. I know magic. Yeah, I'm out this bitch. I'm out the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. Hey. Cannabis helps me with my undiagnosed ADD.
But bro, you know, at the end of the day, cannabis allows us to be free and allows us to be us. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to pretend, you know what I mean?
Cannabis. Sorry, my bad. I'm done. I'm about to open cannabis. Say, hey, that's gonna be the consumption lounge.
Cannabis.
But you just sit there, you don't move nowhere. But everybody, their imagination gonna take them somewhere. So
well, that's the thing. We could create immersive experiences, man. Like once you have the lounge, bro, like you have private events, you have you know, music night, especially us, like we know people that are good musicians. So it's like you could definitely do some dope stuff with, you know, having the cannabis lounge, bro. Like,
buy me a school bus, bro.
Right, that'll be dope.
Trick it out. Cannabis.
We need one of those in the city though. We really ain't got nothing like just in your face, you know, like rolling around. Like that's why I think too we could raise some money.
Anybody want to donate a school bus to a good cause?
We're trying to donate some you know, resources to us so we can get this word out.
CPS, Columbus Public Schools, any Ohio public school or Catholic. Actually not the public. The Catholic, the private ones got the most money. Y'all donate a bus to us, please.
Yeah, what's up?
No, let me stop. Let me get right. Yeah, savage.
Getting
the
right.
Savage is coming out. That's when it happens when you don't get when you I ain't gonna we get sleep, but we work more than we sleep.
We work, you know, we put it in. We have a good time, you know. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, too, you know, it's like I've lived enough life at this point to realize that you don't always have to be serious, right? Like you don't always like we don't like when you're in the work environment, you got to be a certain type of way. But then when you're off the clock, like when you're just with your homies, like you have the availability to be you and have conversations and to just be free without being censored, you know, in a way that, you know, like just me and you, this is a conversation between me and you. So we understand our dialogue and what's going on. But then when people interject and people see it, then people get to be the critiquers of everything. And it's like, well, I didn't do it for you, really.
Right.
Like we were just having conversation, having a good time, and doing something that we think is very necessary and vital to move the industry forward, right? To help us move forward, right? This is almost like therapy. You know what I mean? It's almost like, you know, like we have frustrations with the industry. So what is those frustrations if we just keep them inside? You know what I mean? People share their frustrations and things and on Twitter and Reddit and Facebook, and a lot of people won't put their face or voice to things, right? Like people will hide behind a avatar, you know what I mean? And just be behind the computer. And it's like, no, like we're human beings. Like we have to have real dialogue, real discussion. And you know, we do live serious lives at the end of the day. Like we are young Black men in America. Like we can't just be like, we have to navigate this world a certain type of way.
Sadly, social media took away the reality of life in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
because people, I mean, not that it's not been, it's definitely beneficial in a lot of ways too, but it's some people took it to the point where you don't have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to interact with people at all. It's almost as least possible. Now you can get food delivered to you, you can get you know, you can get clothes delivered to you, you can get anything delivered, and you know, groceries, whatever. Like you literally, if you wanted to, could shut the world off as much as possible. besides like having to go to the doctors or common places.
You don't even have to go to work anymore.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you can work from home.
Work from home,
Which-
work remote.
You can work from home and complain and you ruin other people's lives. No, just let me stop. All right, I'm starting to get. I think I'm getting sleepier. It's sleepy.
All right, ladies and gents. We
All
want
right,
to thank you guys for tuning in to the Ohio Cannabis Report. This is our second show. Be sure to follow us, subscribe. We're gonna be on. Definitely gonna create a LinkedIn. What else do we have? Our Instagram. I think I have an Ohio Cannabis Report Instagram.
We got more stuff coming, but
we're gonna work on the website. So we're getting together. You know what I mean? But follow us on YouTube. We're gonna put these up 420, and we're out.
Reach out. Yeah, if you got any questions, you find a way to contact us. I'll just play. I'll just say Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We on there. Peace out. Time well spent. Athletes and Cannabis.
Athletes and Cannabis. Green Environmental Outreach.
Cannabis. Sickle Cell Alliance Foundation. Hey, we just got.
We some creatives over here. You know what I mean. So we create in different ways. So follow the brands, follow the culture. Just know we putting on. You know what I mean. So we're gonna get off before we get too reckless on y'all, because y'all not ready for that. That's why we're gonna come with another episode. Yeah, we're gonna come with another episode. Then we're gonna come with another one, and then another one.
But then maybe on the other one, somebody else might be with us, and then
yeah, we taking guest hosts. You know what I mean. So if you want to be a guest host, you know what I mean.
Everybody eats, B.
Everybody eats, and we're gonna invite our friends. We got a lot of friends, so we ain't got a lot of friends, but I don't know. You might have a lot of friends. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. They love me, they're my friends. They talk about me behind my back, it's associate. All right.
Yeah, we all about positive energy too over here, so that's we talk brash, out of fun and some realness, but we like to have a good time. At the end of the day, we want to be free to do us, listen to our music however we want to listen to it, grow our hair however we want to grow, talk our slang, do what we do.
Smoke my weed. It's not just
and be in
use
peace.
My medicine however I feel like it.
Right.
Whenever. That's all. I come
that's
in
it.
peace.
It's simple.
Or like Smokey said, I come in pieces, man.
I come in pieces, man. But all right,
y'all. We gotta go. Peace, bruh.
Peace and blessings.
Bless up.